Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to start a new chapter in business studies, and we are going to start with business services. Okay, this chapter is titled as business services, where we are going to learn about the types of business services that are being provided. This is the concept of chapter number 1, where we have learned about aid to trades. What we have learned in aid to trades, if you can recall, we have learned about the basic 5 services that are being provided to help the other business activities. What are those? Banking, insurance, advertising, warehousing, and transportation communication. Right. So about that we are going to learn here. So let's start one by one. So before we start, we should know what is business services or what is services here referred to. So services include basically business services includes all those services which are helping the other sectors, business sectors like banking or um, services including the banking, communication, transport, insurance, warehousing, advertising. All these are helping the other business organizations and business activities to help them do the activities in a proper way. Like banking helps in providing fund. Okay, transport and communication helps in communicating the raw materials from one place to another, finished goods from one place to another. Warehousing helps in storing the finished goods, as well as there are godowns for storing it. Then insurance is there to provide safety. Advertising is there to provide the information. So all these are included under the concept of business services. So what are the basic characteristics or nature of business service? Like any other services, business services are also intangible in nature. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but you can experience it, you can feel it. Okay, that is the basic quality of it. You can experience it, you can feel it, and there is absence of physical features. You cannot touch it, you cannot see it. Okay, you can only experience it and feel it. Then coming to the next point, lack of homogeneity and inconsistency, you can say. So services are inconsistent from one service provider to another. Okay, the homogeneity, that is similarity, is not there. It is always different from one bank to another, one advertising agency to another, one transport company to another transport company. Okay, it is different. Then, okay, is it clear? One warehousing facility might not be like the other warehousing facility. Then coming to the next one, inventory. The word inventory means here storing or preserving the things. You cannot preserve the services. You cannot tell a doctor that you give me the services, I will keep it and I will use it when I'm sick. You cannot tell that. Okay, so that is why the lack of preserving is not there. Okay, you have to consume it then and then. It cannot be presumed, I'm sorry, preserved. Okay, and you cannot put the you cannot maintain the inventory of the services. Then coming to the next one, non-transferability or inseparability. The services are totally inseparable from their service, from the service provider. The one who is providing the service, he have to give it, and the one who is taking it, he have to take it. Okay, it is not the person who is providing the service, he can tell take my service and go and give him. It's not that. It cannot be separated from him. Like if you want to visit a doctor, the doctor will just provide you the service and that's over. He cannot provide you the qualities or the knowledge. Whatever he has, he will provide you, you use it as you like. No, you cannot do that. Okay, he cannot do that. He will be only able to provide the knowledge at the time what is required, and that much will be provided as a service. It cannot be separated from the person. Like if I am selling a pen, I can separate the pen from myself and I can give it to someone. But in case of services, it is not possible. Then customers participation and involvement. The one who is going to receive the service, he will have to involve himself 100%. Okay, if he is not involving himself in the services, then the services will not be received by the person. Okay, the customer involvement or participation is 100% or 100% required here. Clear? So coming to the next point, that is what are the basic differences between goods and services. तो क्या differences होते हैं goods और services का? So the basic difference between goods and services include, first thing is that goods are tangible in nature. We can touch and see and feel it. You can get a physical view of that. But in services, you can only feel it. You cannot touch it. can only experience it. You cannot see it. Okay, it is intangible in nature. Okay, the tangibility is not there, it is intangible in nature. Services cannot be stored, whereas goods can be stored. So the inventory quality is there in goods. Services are not separable from the provider, whereas goods are separable from the provider. Okay, the standard of services differ from one person to another because of the reason that it can have different quality from one to another. But goods are always of same standard. Clear? There is no there is homogeneity in goods. There is no the differences will not be there. The in nature of services, what happens is that it is an activity or process, whereas goods are the physical object. Clear? So these are the main points only you can remember. That is enough for understanding. Now coming to the next one, classification of the services, where we are already seeing the business services. So we'll just quickly move on to the next point now. What are the various types of business services? So business services, I have already told you, includes the five key components, that is the banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing, and obviously advertising. Okay, so in addition to that, we have got here advertising is not mentioned here, but postal and telecom services mentioned here. Clear? So this is a very important thing mentioned here. And with regard to your syllabus, we have got in this particular year banking and insurance. So we are going to discuss banking and insurance only. Okay. So these are the 2 points which has been included in the current year. So let's start with the banking services. What is a bank, or what is the banking services? Bank are those institutions or organization who renders the service of accepting deposit of money, and then again using this particular deposit they will provide loan to those people who are seeking the loan. Clear? Accepting deposit and granting loan, these are the main function of banking system. In addition to that, present day banking business has changed a lot. They are involved in insurance, they are involved in mutual fund, they are involved in investment of any other things. So those are the things that are involved, but the key component is that banking business is related to accepting of deposit and granting of loans. Now coming to an is it clear? I hope. Okay, that means banks are those institutional organization who will take money from you, your extra surplus money, whatever you have, you can keep in the bank, and later on, if anyone is in need of money, they will provide it to them as in a form of loan. When the bank takes loan from you, it is going to okay. When the bank is taking loan from you, it is going to take it at say 4% or 5%. It's not loan actually, deposit. So if the bank is taking deposit from you, then they're going to take it 4% or 5% interest. But when they will provide loan to some other people, they will take it at 10%, 12%. So difference between the interest rate is the profit for the bank. Yeah, that is why the banking business is running. So then coming to the next one, types of account. How many types of accounts are there? That means in how many ways you can put money with a bank. ठीक है, कितने तरीके से बैंक में पैसा रख सकते हैं. फर्स्ट वन, सेविंग डिपॉजिट अकाउंट, दैट इज वेरी कॉमन, and you can find that most of the people they are having bank account. This is the saving deposit account where people keep their extra money, that is surplus money. Suppose they are making income of 28,000, okay, and their expenses are 20,000, then 8,000 rupees of extra money they will keep in the bank. Okay, so that is called surplus deposit has been kept in the bank, and they can deposit in a certain number of limit are there. Okay, now the deposit and withdrawal has been stipulated to five number of times you can deposit and withdraw. So that is a particular limit has been set. Earlier there was no limit, so as many times you like you can deposit, you can withdraw. But recently the banking system has controlled those things. Okay, but unlimited doesn't mean that as many time you can. There was a certain limit, but it was not so limited. Now it is very limited. Then coming to the next one, current deposit account. Current deposit account is an account which is prepared or offered to generally a businessman for n number of times. Okay, as many number of transaction he like he can have, as many deposit he want to make he can make, as many withdrawal he want to make he can make. So for that type of transactions, it is being offered in the form of current deposit account, where the businessman generally they have lots and lots of check transactions. So they are doing multiple of transaction in a day, so that is why they require this type of account. So that for that need, current deposit account has been formed. Here no interest is provided by the bank, rather a bank charges is charged by the bank. Coming to the next one, recurring deposit account. Recurring deposit means a deposit or an account where you are going to keep certain amount of fixed money. Fixed पैसा होगा, ठीक है. and you're going to keep this money in the bank every year. Okay, like suppose 5,000 rupees. So every it can be yearly, it can be monthly, it can be in 6 months, it can be in 3 months. Okay, so let's take for example monthly. So every month you'll put 1,000 rupees in a particular account. So in January also you'll put, February also you'll put, March also you'll put, accordingly up to December you will put, if you want to keep for 1 year. Okay, and the date also will be set. Okay, on date 1 or 2 it will be set like that, and on that particular date you have to deposit that money. Yeah, that will be deposited, and automatically that money will be transferred to your RD account, that is a recurring deposit account, where the money will be joined together, and at last you are going to get certain amount of money, where your deposit plus interest will be there. Okay, interest और deposit जो तुमने किया है दोनों को मिला के certain पैसा मिलता है, and you cannot withdraw as and when you like in recurring deposit. You can only deposit a fixed amount. If you want to withdraw, then you have to close the recurring deposit, then only you can withdraw the money, otherwise you cannot withdraw. Then coming to the next one, fixed deposit account. Here what happens, like RD, you cannot, in the recurring deposit, what is that, you have to put a fixed amount of money every month. Here you will put fixed amount of money only once for 5 years, 6 years, or even 1 year also you can put. Okay, and that amount of money whatever you are keeping in the bank, for that you will get a certain amount of interest. Clear? And remember that if you want to withdraw, then you have to close the account. Without closing the account you cannot get the interest. Here the interest rate is little higher than the fixed deposit, FD. Sorry, the rate of interest in fixed deposit is higher than the RD. Okay, now last one is multi-option deposit account. Here what happens is that the account offers multiple option to the depositor. Okay, there will be multiple option, that is, at particular limit your account will be up to saving deposit, as many withdrawal you can make, as many deposit you can do. Obviously with a certain limit is there, 5 or 6, whatever it might be. And after crossing a certain limit, suppose certain limit of the amount, okay, suppose your saving account deposit, you have chosen for multi option deposit account. Okay, the bank will ask you what is the amount of limit you want to keep in your saving account. Okay, there will be two accounts attached, one the saving and the other one will be transferred into fixed. Okay, so what will be the benefit is that you will be keeping the combination here, it is told as it is in this account the depositor can enjoy the liquidity of saving and current account. Okay, and rate of interest of fixed deposit. That means your account will be kept as saving. You can do the withdrawal, you can do the deposit, that also allowed. Okay, and after crossing a certain limit of amount, suppose the amount of your account has reached up to 1 lakh, and you have given the instruction to the bank that after 1 lakh whatever money is deposited, that should be going into the fixed deposit. So that extra more than 1 lakh, suppose you have deposited 1 lakh rupees, now the extra amount of 10,000, if you're depositing the 10,000, automatically it will be taken as fixed deposit, and you will get interest of fixed deposit on the extra 10,000. Up to 1 lakh you will be taking a saving deposit account. After that, on the 10,000 extra, or even whatever you deposit more than that, that will be taken as a fixed deposit amount, and that will be given as a fixed interest. Fixed deposit interest will be given on that amount. Okay, that is called multi option deposit account. When the amount of deposit exceeds a particular limit, then automatically the amount gets transferred to the fixed deposit. Okay, fixed deposit mein chala jata hai. Okay, I hope all of you have understood this particular point. Now we'll move to the next one. Some important services provided by the banks. So what are the important services being provided by the bank? First is bank draft. What is bank draft? Bank draft is a check drawn by one bank against the fund deposited into its account at another bank, authorizing the second bank to make payment to the individual whose name is written on the draft. What is this simple concept is that bank draft is a draft, or it's like a check, where what you do is that you deposit certain amount of money in the bank, and what the bank will do is that the bank will keep the money with it. Okay, and they will issue a draft to you, where it will be written that you are going to pay certain amount according to your wish. You will mention the name of the person to whom you want to pay, you will mention, and the bank will just type it and will give you in a check format that you are going to pay certain amount of money to this particular person. Okay, and the draft that they have made, they will give it to you. Now you can use this draft and you can pay to anyone, any other person. And what will happen is that once you pay that person, the person will go to the bank and the bank will provide the money to them. तुमने जो पैसा बैंक को दिया, बैंक वो पैसा उसको दे देगा, एंड बैंक विल चार्ज अ नॉमिनल चार्ज फॉर इट. बैंक चार्जेस 25 रुपए, 30 रुपए या 50 रुपए का नॉमिनल चार्जेस काटेंगे और तुम्हारा ड्राफ्ट बना देंगे. ठीक है, बैंक पैसा ले लेगा तुमसे, एक चेक बनाकर दे देगा तुम्हें, और इस चेक को तुम किसी को दे दोगे और वो अपना मर्जी से जहां से जरूरत होगा बैंक उठा लेगा. इट इज वेरी सेफ वे ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन बिकॉज एनीवन एंड एवरीवन विल नॉट बी असाइन. The account will be mentioned, so easily it is going to be received by that particular person only. Okay. Then coming to the next one, banker's check or pay order. Here is a check where you pay in order to a particular person. Certain amount of money is paid on order to that particular person. Okay, it is a kind of bank draft which is payable to any person, or you can even write or issue on your name also and can withdraw money from the bank. Okay. Generally, it is used for paying the third party, but many times people use it on their own name also to withdraw money. Then coming to the next one, overdraft. Under this agreement, what happens is that a customer having current account is allowed to withdraw more than the balance in his account. This you have learned in cash book. What is that? Where your minimum balance is zero, there is a general balance is taken as zero. So anyone having more than that, he can withdraw, right? Up to zero. जब तक पैसा zero नहीं होता तब तक उठा सकता है, लेकिन एक बार zero हो गया तो वो पैसा नहीं उठेगा. But in overdraft, what happens is that you will get the benefit of withdrawing even after your balance is reached zero. Okay, there will be certain limit given, say 10,000 or 12,000 or 50,000. So up based on your performance of, and based on your liquidity position, your business position. So based on that, you will be given a certain limit. So up to that limit, you will be allowed to withdraw more than your zero balance. So that negative balance, to what extent you can withdraw, that negative balance is called overdraft facility. Then cash credit. Here, a certain limit is being provided. Okay. Under this any agreement, what happens? Arrangement, what happens? The borrower, whoever the borrower is, he is allowed to withdraw up to certain limit against the security that has been provided. कुछ भी security के against में तुम पैसा उठा सकते हो. That is called cash credit. Up to a particular limit. Okay. Then coming to the next one, short, medium, long-term loan. What is that? A loan is a lump sum advance repayable on expiry of a specific period. Okay, it is a money which is taken up from the bank and we have to pay it back on a particular expiry of the period. So it can be taken for a short time, less than a year, medium time, 1 year to 5 years, or long term, more than 5 years. Okay, it can be short, medium, or long term. Clear? I hope all of you have you have understood these points, and up to here it is clear to everyone. In the next video, we'll be learning about the digital payment technology and the e-banking system and all. Okay, so till then, take care of yourself, stay safe, and please concentrate on your studies. Do mark your attendance. Okay, take care. Bye bye.